All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a couple of real people out there, just like you there, right there, and just like me here. All right, going to be talking about Bon Jovi's 100 Women comment, John Bon Jovi, that is. Everybody does it. Even in the article, they just call him Bon Jovi, right? It's the name of the band, but it's John Bon Jovi. Um, this is really cool. 80s music for you, the motion epic. It's Saturday night motel music. It's if you had a Camaro like a Z28 and you want to cruise your old neighborhood, like when you were, I don't know, 18 or something, this is what you put on. It is just perfect 80s music. It's got a Def Leppard vibe to it, but it's more techno, it's more keyboard based, and these guys just write really great songs. And so it's gonna hook you. It will. It's gonna be one of those little indulgent things where you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna listen to some classic rock," and then you're gonna grab this and listen to it. Best way to find the Motion Epic is to go onto YouTube or Spotify, and they've got a lot of material, so you should check it out. Now, John, I should call him John, is trying to clarify his 100 girls comment. A lot of people thought that meant he had slept with 100 girls. And this is one of the other comments he made. Did a girl ever throw herself at me? F yes, I'm John Bon Jovi. A lot of people, a lot of women took issue with that statement, just because it sounds like, hey, do you know who I am? I'm this good looking guy. And I met John back in 1990. And there were girls trying to jump over this huge fence at a place they used to call Great Woods. It's now like the Xfinity Comcast. I hate when corporations put their names on everything. I just do. Things used to have character. The Boston Garden. Now it's the TD Garden. You're going to go see the Bruins play at the TD Garden. It's like, no, it's not the same thing. All right. Tangent over. The front man, that's John, avoided drugs, but admits being a rock star sometimes got the best of him, despite his 35-year marriage to Dorothea Hurley. It was the 80s, for God's sake. I don't know if it's for God's sake, but yeah, okay. It was the 90s. It was the 2000s. Did a girl ever throw herself at me? And we already know the answer to that question. He goes on to say, there are all wonderful cliches about rock stardom. I don't know if it's a wonderful cliche, but he goes on to say, it's about never lying about having been a saint, but not being a fool enough to mess up the home life either. So, in other words, you're doing all this stuff and you got to just keep it from your wife and kids. I mean, what else could that mean? Don't mess it up, man. Don't bring it home. He had this interview with Michael Strahan, and he addressed the rumors, admitting he wasn't a saint, and that he'd been involved with 100 girls. Involved, little more than just involved, right? He says, I got away with murder. I'm a rock and roll star. I'm not a saint. You know, I'm not saying that there weren't 100 girls in my life. I'm John Bon Jovi. It was pretty good. But he clarified, and this is important. He said, that was an interesting moment where the brain and the lips don't connect. Backpedaling faster than Chris Christie after going by a McDonald's, right? What I meant to say was, I'm here all week. Don't forget to tip your bartender and your waitress. What I meant to say was, I've had 100 women, what he meant to say, who have thrown themselves at me. But I didn't finish the sentence, so I really came off like an arrogant jerk. Actually, he said cliche, but he came off like an arrogant jerk. And that mea culpa backpedal, I'm sorry. I meant to say they just threw themselves at me, but I didn't take the bait. I'm John Bon Jovi. I've got a will of steel. Anyway, during the interview, he also spoke about his wife while celebrating their 35th anniversary. I just got it right the first time. I was blessed to have known her since we were kids, and I couldn't have imagined life any differently. But I'm John Bon Jovi. Did I have it pretty good? Yes, I did. John also discussed his marriage in an interview with Fox News Digital. So whatever that is, go look for Fox News Digital as opposed to Fox News Analog. Is there a Fox News Analog? Even over the air TV now is digital, so everything is digital, for crying out loud. He mentioned how much they admire, respect, and enjoy each other. That's John and his wife. He called his wife the key to keeping everything together. You know why she's the key? Because she decided, you know what? For the sake of our kids and the tabloids and the headlines and the negative publicity for John, I'm just going to look the other way. Maybe now John has decided that he's not the cliche he used to be, right? And he probably isn't, but I'm sure there are at least 100 women out there who would continue to try to throw themselves at John, even though he's in his 60s now. It doesn't matter. I've been to these concerts where these women who are like way older than me and well, older than me. I don't know about way older. They walk around and they dress like they're 20 something years old. And it's good for people watching. Let me say that. If you want to go to a concert, a geezer concert, and look at the geezers pretending that they're not geezers, like, yeah, you look the same. Yeah, I love that comment. You look the same as you looked back in. Nope, you don't. I don't. I don't know. There are a few people that have held up well. And that's good, but they still don't look like they did in 1987. So anyway, John backpedals, mea culpa. Did it work? Does it sound legit? Did it make a lot of women feel better about John Bon Jovi? It doesn't really matter because he's got a lot of fans. He should really be worried about his voice, which apparently is still not doing all that well. And he's not touring to support this new album. We wish him well. I don't have, look, I don't have anything against John. I met the guy in 1990, Richie Sambora and John Bon Jovi, and they were really nice. They were nice to me. So that's my memory. And the girls trying to jump over the fence, which was legitimate. And Doug Flutie, who was there, who didn't leave the buffet. He was hanging out at the barbecue. True story. John asked me at one point, is he going to come over here and talk to me? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that much about. I knew about Doug Flutie. I didn't know he had this ravenous appetite. So he just thought, hey, I'm Doug Flutie. I can just hang here and people have to come to me. Everybody has an attitude except for me, right? I'm fortunate you guys are even watching this. Here's the Motion Epic one more time. Zoom in a little bit here. See, check it out. The Motion Epic. Saturday Night Motel Music. They're from the American cliche. They're from, I think, Spain or somewhere like that. So here's what they kind of look like. This is the cartoon superhero version of the Motion Epic. Great band, fun to listen to. If you want to just escape the noise and go back to 1980, whatever, check out the band, the Motion Epic. Thanks for checking out the channel. I'm Dave. Continue to pray for peace in the Middle East and around the world. And in your own heart, Jesus is the only way. Sorry, I know that's controversial, but the book I read, the capital B book I read, says that Jesus is the way. So, take it up with the book. Don't take it up with me.